Good morning. About 9 months ago, I had made this stationary bike out of PVC pipes, which could be used as a game controller or a bike simulator. So anyways, today we will make it better. Hack-a-think. Make it better. Basically, it was for a science project, that is why I did not talk too much about it, and I was about to write the code and to upload it on my Arduino board in order to make the electronics work. But unfortunately, in my if conditional statements, I have forgotten to put the double equal sign. Thus now I have an Arduino board printing ASD all the time, and thus I cannot upload a new code on the Arduino board because the Arduino adds the letters in the code and thus it messes everything up. In brief, I messed up my Arduino board and it is good to throw away or to make a prank to a friend. So anyways, today we will make this project work, so I have to get the bike out, which took me quite a while because my room is a big mess. And I have bought another Arduino board from the internet for about $5. And thus I can redo the wiring and then upload my code. But at this point it still was not working. And I can tell you guys, I was really sad because I thought that I messed up the Arduino board again, but I did not know why. So I opened another Arduino board and make a quick test code to see if my push buttons are working, and it was at this point that I have seen my biggest mistake. Basically, there was the 5V DC shorting my push button, so the push button was useless and the state was always high. Thus, the conditional statements could not work. Actually, this wire was supposed to go to ground. So I just have to solder this wire not to the 5V but to the ground using my soldering station. And now, as we can see, it is working, and I can even start playing a little bit of video games even though the pedal system is not ready yet. So basically here, I have added a delay of 45 seconds just so that there is a pause in between the keystrokes, and this is equal to roughly 0.05 seconds. Now that the coding part is ready, one of my main issues was that the bike was not sturdy at all, and thus it was pretty dangerous and it was really disproportionate. So I scavenged from the old bike the components that I need, which are the handlebar system and the seats and the pedals, of course. And then I am going to make a much better bike, much sturdier, lighter, and with a better size out of scrap wood that I have gotten from a bed. Here I am basically laying out how my frame would be in order to place the fan, which will cause the resistance on the pedals. And thus I can make my marks with the help of a pen to see where I will put my second extra support pieces of wood, which will also hold the fan and the pedals. Since I had already drawn a certain height, by the way, at the end of the whole project series, I will put a plan with all the measurements. Well, I can cut my wood to length as it is required. In this case, once the legs are cut, I am making some small spacers because the fan is rather thick and the wood is not. So we will make a sandwich between the wood spacers and the fan. Moreover, here, I am screwing the top pieces and the legs together, and they are sandwiched because we need to fit the handlebar system with the T out of PVC and the seat, which is also made with a PVC pipe on the inside. But I have forgotten that my wood is not thick enough. And so here I can finally screw in the top rear parts. Next, I take the handlebars and this electronic mess and I remove the mechanical switches, which were supposed to be how you turned the handlebars beforehand. And it really felt unnatural because the bars were blocked or you had to turn too much in order to get a pulse with the keyboard. I also didn't need so much PVC pipe on the joint, so I can cut that away. Also, since it has roughly been 9 months since I had made this bike, some of the PVC joints, which were quite poorly glued, came off, and so I can just apply some more PVC glue. This stuff is quite stinky, so make sure to work in a well ventilated area. Anyways, here I am cutting some more wood in order to make the bottom horizontal support area. And as I can see, my fan doesn't fit in the wood, so I also have to add some small spacers, which are smaller. Basically, I have used the thin wood because 2 pieces of thin wood are as thick as 1 big piece of bed wood, but this allows us to get a more symmetrical fan and symmetrical pedals, which is what we want. So we'll use this. And I was missing some of the same wood, so I used some plywood. Next, I can start screwing in my spacers and the bottom horizontal part of the frame. Moreover, I will now be working on the handlebar system, and basically my old bars were way too high, so I can just trim off some spare material that I didn't need. Of course, I sanded the edges because it will be spinning over here, and thus it is better if it is smooth when we turn the handlebars. As you can see from the previous footage, I had a piece of bigger PVC pipe which was used as a spacer in order for the handlebars not to fall through the PVC tee. So I have made another one by cutting a small piece of PVC pipe from the old bike. Also, don't forget to thin the interior of the PVC pipe. But actually this one was too big, so I tried again with another piece of PVC pipe. And this was the correct fit. So I have added some PVC glue. Anyways, this video is pretty long already, and thus in part 3 we will finish off the frame of the bike. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.